Trey Hendrickson going against Andrew Thomas on the outside, and for Hendrickson, sack number 4 on the year. He has just been phenomenal since coming over from the Saints.
For the ball, he got his hands on the ball. Forsythe, by the way, the right tackle, the third right tackle for this offense.
For Burns, and that was tremendous. Great call on the defensive side.
They have to punt. The Bills bring 5, so all the linemen are single.
And man, when they can get outside with those speed moves and the way he uses his hands, you see all that. He falls on Brian Burns to get the pressure, and what a move already right off the bat. Inside
against good. Cross, that left tackle, who's got great length, great hands, but has not had to deal with 97 tonight.
How about their complete games? Playing the run as well. A lot of the great pass rushers don't play the run very well.
On the other side, and he has just been making play after play after play. And for
guarantee you this is going to be one comment that comes out of this play. Guys?
Now, this is what you expect out of Brian Burns. He gets a big contract. Gesicki is supposed to be able to cut him off. He gets the kick-out block going right into him here. Takes it head on and still bounces and has the speed to go out and track.
And he does. The intelligence this man plays again. Actually, it was a punch. He did it again. That's a second right hand.
And now they're setting him up with some stunts to get him going. That's what happens anytime that you have a guy who gets a hot hand. Let's go to work for him. Let's set him up.
When you can do more than one thing, first you set the edge if you're TJ Watt. Look at the right hand. A pure punch.
Really pretty good job blocking on the outside against Sexy Dexy. They really had him double teamed and covered, but the more that Burrow scrambled around.
And there goes that all-pro linebacker, Cole Mora. He's going to come right off the edge. And bam, blows right by Saquon Barkley for the sack.
Grady Jarrett was one of them. He'd be not what you want. He'd be the fullback, I guess.
Way to handle McNeil, who's lined up here. Rodriguez runs a stunt with them. He's up and under. Nothing Prescott can do.
Because he's worried about that speed rush around the outside. And Anderson just able to get there. And you can see.
If that's what Jim Harbaugh's thinking, I'd be surprised if they kick the field goal here. You punt and pin them in. Or take the penalty so you have to give yourself more room potentially for a pooch.
Coming right off the edge, waste no time. I mean, I just don't get how you don't block these guys.
Yeah, just a stand in the pocket. Eyes there. Cedric Wilson, number 11.
Not affecting the quarterback. There's that stance again. Almost looks like he's lined up off sides. He's taken every inch he can there. That was really close, but he goes right around and forces Geno Smith to step up and then out. So again, impacting the play.
Belichick all these years, don't go behind them and don't go way inside. Stay out there, make them go back in. Stay out there.
Recognizes that it's a run. Bam, chases it down and
that. Shoulder to shoulder.
Following the block of the lineman, Kendrick Green, who is lined up as a fullback on the.
He's coming from the bottom of the screen on Jacobs.
Oof.
look at how athletic Myles Garrett is. 280 pounds, jumps over the offensive lineman, times it up beautifully to get that block. And the Browns get the ball on offense to start the second half.
The ball was coming back to him. So instead of going down towards where the ball went with Freiermuth, he understood Fields was going to ultimately end up with the football. Seeing himself for the pressure that was shown, but then they backed off on him and bailed. And now it changed his perspective and where to go with it. And then he just got sped up a little bit.
This was going to be an incredible challenge for Jaden Daniels. No one's been able to have the rush lane integrity.
But it comes back and right up into Justin Herbert's arm, so no harm, no foul here other than the sack.
Regardless of the score, his teammates are going to love to see this tomorrow.
How about Azeez Ojulari? Here's is a guy that, as a rookie, had 8 sacks, 8 tackles for loss.
Feels him work up inside. Here he is in the middle. And as he pushes up, he then realizes Allen's moving up in the pocket.
Yeah, and Basham isn't the pure pass rusher. He's a huge guy. Remember, we saw him in practice yesterday. I was like, oh, that's Boogie Basham.
Ashton Davis is able to just hit it. And he's going to win inside. And they just both meet right at the running back. And then he comes out. Rodgers, once he gets the ball, he has just enough time to try to figure out what the defense is doing. What a play that was. Well, and they're trying to get Connor McGovern up the field in order to block him. And it's just not going to happen. He realizes he's not going to get there.
Watch him slide down the line here, totally under control, and make yet another play.
13 and the field goal unit coming on.
Final timeout, Las Vegas.
Nate Hobbs.
30-second timeout.
Unblocked, free runner.
All the way across the board.
These guys are all looking to come. Those are all the off-the-ball guys, and now they have to figure out where they're all coming from. Barton gets out. Strnad still is able to come and be able to grab Justin Herbert.
Sprinter stance and go. You're looking at the clock. They've got them backed up.
We're going to see Nick Bonito. He's coming off the left side of your screen. He's going to come around and be able to make a move, and they just don't really pick him up. They send Vidal at him late, and he's able to just get around him.
It makes the play. Look to the left side of your screen. Chason comes inside of Dan Moore and just goes right for the quarterback and gets him.
McNeil just gets the best of him. He's got him, and he just gets his feet caught up playing a little too high.
Good here, doing a fake quick screen draw to J.K. Dobbins, but not fooled at all.
To see this type of stop, got Damone Clark, who hasn't had much playing time, gets by Montgomery.
And from Baltimore, it's a loss of 1.
And he is at his best when he can see it and run and chase it because of his exceptional speed in the open field and how he closes. Watch as he comes into your picture. Backside there, right through the B gap. That one in the open field. How happy are they to have Diablo back in the lineup after missing 3 games with oblique injury.
And nice job here. Take a look. This time they build a 5-man front. They try to go back to the reverse, and Shepard's like,
well, defensive rookie of the year a year ago. They try and chip him on the late release by the tight line has been disruptive all day. And you know, we talk a lot about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, but how many times have we mentioned Mario Edwards today? And now we're talking about Khalil Davis. And we talked about
pull everybody, but throw this back over here. But watch the edge. You don't fool Van Noy, the veteran, who's off to one of the best. Watch the incredible discipline right there. The incredible discipline of the rush lanes right here is what makes the Ravens so tough. They do not beat themselves.
Makes the stop here.
You're going to see the pressure come right there. This is exactly what you have to do, is start sending backers. And
actually guarding the tight end here, he's man, and then the second they block, he's going to wrap. So he thinks, all right, so he's got Payne Durham, 87. All right, he blocks ad. They call it a green dog. And once Lattimore makes, can't see, he's going to spike, and then they're going to wrap David around the outside. It gets the offensive lineman on 2 different levels. The thing that Braswell does is he does such a good job against the fullback Prentice, making Spencer Rattler pull up. Watch him set this edge of the pocket. Now all Rattler can do is step up into bridge. Nickel defensive back, you see him right here with the motion. It brings him into the run fit. They're doing that on purpose. They're trying to use that pre-snap motion.
That, you know, he's just a really good football player. And all the Packer fans know him from his time here. I always felt he was underrated here. I think he was one of the first undrafted. Coming right from there. On the inside, just gets underneath and then up the field. You've got Josh Myers coming down.
They lose 7 on the play.
Well, give this to the secondary in the coverage up the field. Well, Edwards is able to get wrapped around the legs here and bringing him down from behind.
It's a matter of time. I was waiting for Vic Fangio to start bringing these pressures. This is really what's called a fire zone. So you have 3 of the defensive linemen rushing. You have everything had been north and south. And you're going to watch Brandon Graham reads this it's too easy for him, right? No one blocks him. What are you expecting? He's 15 years in the league. He knows that place.
The defense tightening the screws.
Mapu comes from depth, so it looks well, and this time he's coming from the opposite side. Here he is. The last sack was off the right edge, and Jacobs, this time he gets a bull rush and gets to the inside.
From Jalen Carter, he is right there at the bottom, number 98, defensive lineman, and just look at the push that he gets on the offensive line.
Have we heard people talk about Evan Williams right here? Just a guy that kind of burst onto the scene in training camp. Watch him play this. That's great. I don't have to go down and chase James Conner.
He's lined up on the outside, and at the snap, he's coming inside and not able to get the block.
Wow.
We talked about Petrie before this game and how they like to disguise him and use him.
No gain.
Well, you can see the message was sent from a defensive standpoint. The last 3 games they've given up almost 160 yards per game on the ground, and facing the Texans team, they
just could not hold it long enough. Those guys on the outside getting home, and this is a huge.
I want you to look. There's the line of scrimmage. He's at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's way too far of an angle for these tackles to have to block. They don't expect you to be there.
Go ahead and roll it, guys.
And there they do for you. They listen to you, and they rolled it. Yep.
A winner, the right guard.
Pressure gets there too quickly. He's trying to set it up, and it was just way too long. Moro Ajuma gets in there and almost gets the sack on Deshaun Watson.
It's just been a group effort today, as it has been during this run for the Bears. You see Sweat just running around here, holding the football and trying to throw it down the field too often. This was one of those times they decided to try to get a chunk play over here from this side. Looks like it's a hot situation. Trevor Lawrence comes back and wants to get this football out of his hand right there to Christian Kirk. A little indecision. It's coming in his 30th in the league overall, but they are really rallying to the football so far. Chicago came out, wanted to establish drive. The offense of the Jags has had just as much trouble. Well, trying to get Keenan Allen involved over here on the left-hand side with what we call a pivot route. You see him double teamed right there. And then the guys up front trying to get home.
And being able to quickly get into the face of Juszczyk.
Call from Alan Eck.
Love that. That means he got help on that one from probably New York. But look at it. Crosby just stays with it. But the presence of mind of Fields. He understands Max Crosby's not going to back off. He's going to keep coming at him and coming at him and coming at him.
Defense of the Texans just did.
Well, they're just rushing 4, and this offensive line has had problems. They've given up the most pressures